My people, y'all already know what it is, man. This your boy JSmiff. This is Box Center, your favorite boxer's favorite boxing show. Now, I don't normally go live at 5:45 in the morning, but the situation calls for it. Jake Paul versus Tank Davis. That's something to talk about. Yesterday we was going at it. Everybody had their opinion about that situation, and my life went down. People thought that, YouTube knocked me out the box and everything like that. But no, it's a lot more simpler. My phone ran out of battery, just turned off while I was in the middle of the live. So everything is all good. No YouTube strikes. Um, and yesterday we was talking about the fact that there's people who will actually support this fight, you know, saying things like, Tank, he got to make his money and his business. And then there were people who were not supporting him with the fact that, Tank at 30 years old, he hasn't fought any of the best, the Shakur, the Teofimo, the Devin Haney. And fighting those guys would also make him a lot of money. I'm not going to make comparisons as to, he'll make this much money with Jake Paul and make this much money with Shakur, because we don't truly know how much money he'll make per fight or depending who he gets in the ring with. But a topic of conversation that also came up was, Tank Davis ducking Shakur. Is he ducking Shakur? Noble Young, what's the deal, my G? I don't normally get on live this early in the morning, but I had to do it just because yesterday when I was on live yesterday night, my phone ran out of battery. Boom, I just got kicked out. So I went into the live from a different phone just to watch it. And I saw the comments from people saying, oh my God, YouTube got him out of here. YouTube blocked him out or whatever. So no, nothing wrong with YouTube. I didn't get a strike or anything like that. Just ran out of battery. And we were mid debate, mid arguing, and mid trash talking when I got when my phone ran out of battery. But it's definitely an interesting conversation to see how some people will support Tank Davis if he fights Jake Paul, and then there's a lot of people that hate even the idea that he's gonna get in the ring with Jake Paul. And it looks like they were really planning on making that fight happen. Not just planning on making it happen. It was gonna be a real fight. Yesterday, I was talking to people and I was like, look, I don't know if it's gonna be an exhibition or if Tank Davis and Jake Paul actually gonna fight for real. By the way, my peoples, hook me up with that like button, man. Hit that like button. I appreciate it. Um, so I thought, maybe it's gonna be an exhibition. Because if it's an exhibition, they could do it at an open weight. That's what I thought. They're gonna fight in an exhibition, make a lot of money. But apparently Tank Davis said yesterday that now they're gonna fight for real. It's gonna be a real fight. So I don't know, maybe they're gonna go to a catch weight, meet up somewhere and make the fight happen. But Lamar Roach messed up those plans, my people. That's crazy. That's crazy. Everybody thought that Tank Davis was gonna knock Lamar Roach out, and that was gonna be that. Tank's gonna knock him out. And I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, my peoples. I personally said, yo, Tank Davis gonna knock Lamar Roach out by the 8th round or before that. That's what I thought was gonna happen. But Lamar Roach had different plans. This dude went up there and put so many hands on Tank Davis like we never seen before. Look how that fight. Look at the controversy. Tank Davis taking the knee, the grease in the eye that never was actually grease in the eye, the point deduction that was never. It was a controversial draw. A lot of people saw that draw as a robbery for Lamar Roach and a gift decision in favor of Tank Davis. But it is what it is. We can't fix it. Even though the New York State Athletic Commission admitted that the referee made a mistake. They admitted it. But they didn't fix it, they didn't change it, so the draw stands. Having said that, we see what's going on. Now Tank Davis is gonna do the rematch with Lamar Roach, which basically is the reason why potentially we're not getting Tank Davis versus Jake Paul. Punisher. What's up, my people? I can't wait for today fight me and my pops ready. Ooh, oh, you watching your fight with your pops? That's fire, bro. That's fire. I love watching boxing with my father. He's the one that put me onto boxing. Punisher. What time is Boost versus Stanionis? Nah, Boost versus Stanionis, that's tomorrow, my brother. That's Saturday. Remember, today's Friday. There are some fights tonight, I think, on ESPN. But Boost and Stanionis, that's tomorrow. I'm pretty sure that's tomorrow. Um, but again, man, I'm just trying to figure out, how would that actually look? Tank Davis versus Jake Paul. And listen, there's a lot of people yesterday that was saying that Jake Paul's gonna beat Tank Davis because he's so much bigger. And I'm trying to explain to people, look, Jake Paul is physically bigger, but he's multiple levels below Tank Davis as far as skills. And that's going to make the difference. That big punch that Jake Paul can knock somebody out with, he's not going to land that punch on Tank Davis, my people. You can forget about that. They're going to meet up at a catch weight where Jake Paul is going to have to drop a bunch of pounds, and Tank Davis is gonna pick his weight up. And I'm telling you, this fight is not gonna be, there's Jake Paul has no chance of beating Tank Davis. Get that out of your minds. Punisher. I thought it was Saturday today. Little misunderstanding on my part. Where they fighting? US or UK? Um, I'm pretty sure they're fighting in the US. I don't remember where, but I'm pretty sure it's in the US. Yeah, my brother. I wish it was Saturday. I wish. I have to go to work later. I start working at 7 in the morning, so I wish it was Saturday. Then I wouldn't have to go to work. My peoples, hit that like button, man. I'm giving y'all this boxing for breakfast. Who's giving y'all boxing for breakfast at 5 something in the morning, man? Y'all need to hit that like button. But again, the whole situation with Tank Davis and Lamar Roach is why we're not getting Tank Davis versus Jake Paul. And Tank versus Jake was not going to be an exhibition. We floated that idea yesterday simply because the size difference. Recently Jake Paul was weighing over 200 pounds, and we all know Tank Davis fights at 135. However, Tank Davis do be walking around at 160, 170, something like that. Like, he be real heavy when he be walking around. We all seen the pictures of little chubby Tank Davis. Come on now. LLYY, the earliest stream ever. Hell yeah, my brother. Not the earliest. I done it. I haven't done streams this early for a long time, but I done it. I done streams at 4:30 in the morning, 5 in the morning. Just haven't done that in a while. Bloody Fighters. Is Gervonta Davis a Muslim? Please reply. I mean, I don't know, because he did say he was a Muslim and his name was Wahid, Abdul Wahid, but he hasn't been going by that name, and I don't really know. I guess right now that he still is a Muslim. Black Jericho, salute JSmiff, salute my brother. You already know we in the building. We talking boxing. Yesterday my live went down because my phone ran out of battery, so we back at it. Black Jericho, Tank chubby, but I doubt he's in condition when he's walking around that weight. Oh yeah, yeah, definitely he's not, in fighting shape, but I think that he will be able to bulk up to a catch weight, because I know he's gonna be, if Tank and Jake fight, it's gonna be at a catch weight. LOYY, Gervonta Davis is not a Muslim. A Muslim is not changing your name or saying you're a Muslim. Well, my brother, me and you can decide what he is and what he's not. That's not up to us. If he says he's a Muslim and he feels and chose to be that, that's what he is, my brother. We have to respect that. You can't tell somebody else what to identify with based on your perspective, my brother. If he says he's a Muslim, then I say he's a Muslim too. Those are. I haven't seen at no point him say that he's no longer a Muslim. So for me right now, that's what he is. Punisher. Hey man, this is a bit random, but those Japanese fighters are fire. They be coming to fight for real. Like you can tell the difference. You feel me? It's in their culture, do samurai warrior teaching. Now listen, Japanese fighters traditionally they're very very tough. You know, they're similar to Mexican fighters where they're gonna stand there and bang with you, and it's like you gotta kill me to get me out of here. They're very very tough fighters. I definitely understand what you're saying, my brother. Black Jericho, if he bulks up, it might ruin his career because he's doing these shows where his peers are going against better competition, going to end up like Kell Brook. I mean, I don't know if Tank is really worried about legacy at this point, to be honest, because, you know, if you think about it, he hasn't fought any of the best and he's already talking about retirement. So maybe it's just really about the money and that's it. He doesn't care about the rest. LLYY, can Jake Paul make weight to fight Javante? I would say that if they fight or when they fight, it's gonna be out of catch weight. So I think they'll both be able to make weight. They'll agree. I don't know, maybe 160, 170, something crazy like that. But I think they'll find a catch weight that they'll both be able to make it. And like I told everybody, man, Jake Paul, even though he has a lot of size advantage on Tank Davis, he has no chance in beating him. No chance whatsoever. Bloody Fighter, sir, I have a question. Why do all the famous boxers convert to Islam? Example like Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, Gervonta Davis, David Haney, etc. What's your thoughts about that is Islam playing a role? Nah, I don't think Islam is playing a role. I just think that, that's the religion that they gravitated towards. But there's a lot of boxers who are not Muslims. There's a lot of Christian boxers too. If you look at, for example, if you look at Terence Crawford, I'm not saying that he's Christian or Muslim, but he's never came out and said that he's Muslim. Terence Crawford, Shakur Stevenson, Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya, uh, Sugar Ray Leonard, Lennox Lewis, Evander Holyfield. So there's a lot of fighters who are also not Muslim. I think it's just the religion that they gravitate towards, but I don't think that religion really plays a role in their boxing career. LOYY. All of these boxers convert to Islam for marketing. Come on now. That's your opinion, LOYY. I think it's a very bad opinion to inject what you think onto somebody else. When it comes to religion, I believe people turn to whatever they gravitate towards. That's my personal take on that. I don't try to say that somebody's doing it for this reason or for that reason, because then you're painting your own narrative without actually having real knowledge of it, and I don't think that's fair. LOYY. Devin says he's a Muslim and he don't fast on Ramadan. You see? There you go, my brother. You spreading a fake narrative because Devin Haney has shown that he fasts in Ramadan. He definitely 100% fast. In fact, people have said that he's weak during that time, and that's why he won't fight, because he's fasting. So come on, brother. Don't make stuff up out of thin air to bash somebody for being in a religion. That's not cool, my brother. Now, when it comes to Tank Davis, my people, we digressed. We went into religion and shit. But when it comes to Tank Davis and Jake Paul, if Tank Davis beats Lamont Roach, I believe that he will fight Jake Paul. And look how funny it is. Just yesterday, I had people telling me that Jake Paul was capping. That what he's saying was a lie, that he was not going to fight Tank Davis. They was trying to discredit what Jake Paul was saying. Tank Davis himself, my people, said that they was going to fight, and this a real fight, not an exhibition. Now how can you tell? How can you say that Jake Paul was capped? Peolino Pera, Deli Cool. We talking boxing, my brother. I don't know what that means. LOYY, Jake want Roach versus Davis to happen before fighting him. No, he don't want Jake versus Davis to happen. What happened is that Tank Davis has to take the rematch. In fact, he said, "Yo, we was gonna fight, but he got to do his rematch." So if it was up to Jake Paul, they would have fought each other right away. Jake Paul trying to get that bag and that exposure to Tank Davis fans and all that good stuff. But look what happened. Lamar Roach messed up the bag for everybody. At the end of the day, though, I do believe Jake and Tank are gonna end up fighting. If they were already advancing negotiations and planning on it, they're gonna fight. They're gonna fight, and it's gonna be interesting to see how, there's gonna be so many people supporting it and so many people against it. But at the end of the day, we're all gonna watch. We all want to see how that fight plays out. Is it the fight that we want to see for Tank Davis? Of course not. It's almost like Tank keeps fighting ways to not fight the guys. And this is one of them. Fight Jake Paul. There you go. Now you have another fight day, another 3, 4 months or 5 months or whatever it is to avoid everybody because now you're locked in with Jake Paul. That's crazy. That's crazy. LOYY. The fight is going to make a lot of money, at least 10 millions for each of them. It'll probably make more than that. It'll make more than $10 million for each one. Big Boss. Way more than 10 million. Yeah, it's gonna make way more. Tank Davis probably gonna get between 20 and 30 million, and Jake Paul 30 to 50 million, some crazy shit like that. He's gonna make a shitload of money because it's gonna have that same. And I'm not comparing. Don't think that I'm comparing Tank to Floyd, but it's gonna have similar to the Floyd Mayweather Conor McGregor effect. And the reason I say that is because Tank Davis is a very famous boxer, very popular boxer, and then you have Jake Paul, who's a very popular YouTuber. Two people from two different worlds who have their own fan base colliding. That's something that's gonna make a lot of money. It's gonna be a big fight. But of course, it's just Jake Paul fighting another opponent that he shouldn't be fighting. Whether Tank Davis beat him up or not, is crazy work. Bloody Fighters, thank for your response, sir. No doubt, my brother. That's what we're here for. Talk boxing, answer questions. Punisher. Jay thinks it will be a cakewalk for real. And thoughts on my last comment, you missed it. But that's the feeling I get from the Japanese boxers. Do their culture and samurai warriors teachings? Okay. Well, I was saying that that Japanese fighters, remind me of Mexican fighters in the way that they're warriors. They're there to fight till the end. I'm not sure if they incorporate that type of mindset from samurai and those kind of teachings. Honestly, I don't know. I think maybe some do, the more traditional ones. But I think that they're just very talented physically. These guys are physically very talented, and they're able to shape them into great boxers. LOYY. If 45-year-old George Foreman, rest in peace, versus Jake Paul happens, I'm watching it. I mean, I think Jake Paul is somebody who he's so popular already that whoever he fights, most of us are gonna watch it. And really, like we're really hoping to watch him get his ass beat. You want to see him get his ass beat. The thing about Jake Paul is that he's a very smart businessman. He's very savvy, but he's also almost like trolling because he keeps talking about how good he is and how he could beat all these fighters. Like he said he could beat Canelo and he could beat who else he said he could beat? I think he said he could beat um who else? He said he could beat AJ too. Like, bro, you got beat up by Tommy Fury. If Tommy Fury beat your ass, how am I gonna believe that you could beat these world champions? No way. You don't got a chance. But for whatever reason, so do I believe that he thinks he could beat those people? I don't think so. I don't think so. Sometimes I think he just be trolling so that he could get them fights and get those big paydays. But if Jake Paul really believed that he's that good, why is he not fighting actual boxers that are in his age group, in his weight class? Why is Jake Paul not fighting dudes who are 28, 29 years old, who weigh around what he weighed? Nope. Mike Tyson damn near 60 years old. Paul the Silva, I don't know how old he was, a retired MMA fighter who did a couple of boxing matches. Like, if you look at all his fights, he's literally cherry picking opponents that he know he can beat. So no, he doesn't think that he's that good to fight these world champions. He's trying to get a paycheck, and he's trolling in a way that, is working for him. He's making people fight him. It's a business. He found his own lane, and he's navigating it and making a shitload of money doing it. Punisher. Yeah, I heard some fighters do and mention it. Yo, he's very smart about the people that he's fighting. The one boxer that he faced around his age, around his weight, is Tommy Fury. And we saw the results. Tommy Fury beat him up. Bloody Fighter, sir, that image, who would have won between Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson? It's hard to say. And the reason I say it's hard to say is because, remember, the first person to beat Muhammad Ali was Joe Frazier. And Joe Frazier had a style very similar to Mike Tyson, that come forward, moving a lot, pressure. So it's hard to say. I think that Ali had the skill set to outbox Mike Tyson, but Mike Tyson also had that pressure, that style to beat Ali, because Joe Frazier was the first guy to beat him with a similar style to Mike Tyson. LOYY. Nate Diaz gave him a beating, though, even if Nate lost. Yeah, but that's another MMA fighter. Moshtaba, where are you? Seems that's night over there. Yeah, it's nighttime over here. I'm in Dominican Republic. It's not nighttime. Actually, it's 6 in the morning already out here. But my peoples, listen. My take on that, if Jake Paul and Tank Davis fight, Jake Paul is gonna get his ass beat. I don't know if he'll get knocked out. He might be able to take Tank's punches. And, if Jake Paul gets beat by Tank Davis, he's going to have an excuse. He's going to be able to say that he was weight drained, that it was too tough for him to make weight, and that's why he lost. And then Tank Davis, what could be problematic with that fight is what division they fight in. And here's the reason why I think that it could be problematic. Tank Davis going all the way up to 160 or 170 to fight Jake Paul. Then after that fight, presumably, he's going to go back down to 135. And that's going to be tough. Like, once you go that far up and you fight up there, going all the way down to 135, it's not going to be easy. And we already know Tank is ducking all them dudes at 140. So I don't think he'll go to the 140 division. I think he'll want to go right back down to 135, where he could just keep ducking Shakur, but not worry about Devin and Teofimo. That's how I see it. Unique Edit. Hello, sir. Hello, Unique. We talking about Tank Davis and Jake Paul. Is that fight actually going to happen? LOYY, you think it's going to be exhibition or pro? Tank Davis said it's going to be professional. I mean, if it was an exhibition, they don't have to make weight. They don't have to. Big Boss, Shakur ducked him. Come on, bro. Listen, the Shakur ducked him, I already debunked that narrative. Easily, too easily. So y'all gotta stop. I already debunked that narrative, brother. Like when y'all say, nah, Shakur ducked because he didn't take the 25%. Yo, sending him. You see when you said that Big Boss priced himself out? I already debunked that narrative. Shakur didn't price himself out. That's a lie. Shakur said, let's go to purse bid. Going to purse bid is not pricing yourself out. So I'd be happy to explain to you how the purse bid works so that you can see that Shakur did not price himself out. Now, when Devin Haney dropped the titles 3 days away from the purse bid, he definitely ducked. You see? I'm not telling you, you're telling me what you think. I'm telling you the facts. 3 or 4 days before the purse bid, Devin Haney dropped the title and left the whole division. That's ducking, my brother. The whole narrative about him pricing himself out, That's already been debunked too easily, man. It's too easily to debunk that one. Bloody Fighters. Sir, this is Muhammad here from Argentina. And thanks for your answers regarding boxing. May Allah bless you, bro. And I too subscribe to your channel. Appreciate you subscribing, my brother. I'll see you later. And you already know we're going to be talking boxing. No bias, no fake news, no clickbait. Just straight up boxing. Salute, my brother. Big Boss, he should have signed the contract. Again, Big Boss, you're injecting your opinion about what you think a professional prize fighter should have done. But guess what? You're not a promoter and you're not a manager. So your opinion doesn't matter. If you're saying that he should have signed the contract, Devin Haney should have went to the purse bid and agreed to fight. But he ran from the purse bid and ran from the division. That's the problem. You see, while you're saying what a professional fighter should have done, I'm telling you what actually happened. So your opinion is not bigger than the facts, brother. You see? So that's how it's too easy to debunk it. Big Boss, I'm talking about Shakur. Yes, you are talking, but you're saying Shakur should have signed the contract, and I'm telling you he didn't have to sign the contract because he was mandatory. He went to purse bid, and Devin Haney ran from the purse bid. So Devin Haney is the one that ducked. That's why when you want to hate on Shakur, you don't tell the whole story. You only tell a little bit of the story, and then you inject your own opinion. Oh, he should have signed the contract. Bro, you're not a manager. You're not a promoter. How you decide that he should have signed the contract? Why you don't say Devin Haney should have went to purse bid and Devin Haney should have signed the contract? Oh, Shakur should have signed it, but Devin didn't have to sign it? Come on, bro. Tell the whole story. Don't take a little piece and cling on to that little piece. Big Boss, I'm not talking about Haney. I'm talking about Tank. You see, now, again, you're lying. Tank Davis never sent a contract to Shakur. Tank Davis has never wanted to fight Shakur Stevenson. Tank been ducking Shakur Stevenson for 2-3 years. You can't find one single video where Tank says, I want to fight Shakur. You can't find one single video where anybody's saying we sent Shakur a contract. So when you say Shakur should have signed the contract, you're lying, brother. You could lie if you're talking to some casual fan who don't know shit about boxing, my G, but I'm the human algorithm. I know what the hell's going on in boxing. And Tank has never tried to make a fight with Shakur. And when Lomachenko dropped out of negotiations with Tank Davis, Shakur said send the contract and I'll sign it. They didn't even ask for an amount of money, just said send the contract. Send it and I'm going to sign it. I'm not even going to ask for an amount of money. So they don't try to say I priced myself out. Send the contract. Guess what? Tank Davis never sent the contract. Never sent the contract. Coach Cal is on video saying, I don't want Tank to fight Shakur. So come on, Big Boss. You can't make stuff up out of thin air to try to knock Shakur. Like, oh, you should have signed the contract. What contract? Tank Davis never sent the contract and has never wanted to fight Shakur. He been ducking Shakur, my brother. We got to stop with the fake narratives. Come on now. Underrated Will. He still asleep, guys. What's good, Underrated Will? Punisher, L-O-Y-Y. I know, bro. I know you see me send the same comment 3 times. It's about to be full. Punisher, let me go back because I haven't seen your comment. Okay, Punisher. I'm saying I heard some Japanese fighters call it fighting with the spirit of Bushido or Yamato Yamato. Check it out. It's fire. I'll look into it. I don't see a lot of Japanese fighters refer to samurai stuff, but I'll look into it. Underrated Will. JSmiff, you missed my message. Hold up, Underrated Will. Ooh, good morning. You on early. What's up? Good morning, my brother. What time you be back on? I'm going to be back on later on today. I just wanted to come on early because yesterday when I was live, my phone ran out of battery and boom. Before you know it, I was off the live. And I seen people like, oh shit, YouTube knocked them out the live and everything. What happened? Nikamel, hey bro, what's up? What's the deal, my brother? We talking boxing. We talking Jake Paul, Tank Davis. What's gonna happen with that fight, man? What's gonna happen with that fight? LLYY, he reads wherever want. JSmiff doing us wrong now. Nah, my brother, that's a lot of comments. If I'm talking and comments keep going up, it's hard to read all of them, my brother. Come on now. I can't read everything. Underrated Will. Big Boss, my fault. No contract was sent. That's what I'm trying to tell Big Boss, man. He talking about Shakur should have signed the contract. How's Shakur going to sign a contract that was never sent? How's Shakur going to fight Tank Davis if Tank don't want to fight him? It's the impossible. Underrated Will. Jake Paul and Tank won't happen. Listen, Underrated Will. I'm going to show you that you're wrong about that. Tank Davis himself, out of the horse's mouth, said yesterday that it's a real fight. That is not an exhibition. So they was planning on fighting for real at a catch weight. They was actually in the middle of negotiating that. Lamar Roach just messed it up for them. That's it. Lamar Roach just messed it up for them. Underrated Will. Everybody just waking up. Yo, man, that's facts. It's 6:15 in the morning over here. Punisher, bro, don't play about Shakur. Y'all better chill. I mean, we just have to call it how we see it. As the human algorithm, as J Stradamus, all I do is call out the facts as they happen instead of injecting my own narrative of what I want to happen. That's what a lot of people do. What you want to happen, that's what you make it your opinion. Big Boss, Tank definitely said he wants to fight all of them on video. Bro, notice what you're saying. He said he wants to fight all of them. He said he got a list. But who has he fought out of all of them? Do you see him sending a contract to anybody? No. Who he's sending a contract to? To Lamar Roach, to Pitbull, to Frank Martin, to Rollies, to Ryan Garcia. He ain't sending nobody a contract, bro. Big Boss. And then you bring up Ryan. You should be ashamed of yourself, bro. You should be ashamed of yourself. Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia never been a champion. Ryan Garcia is never held a title in any division that he's fought at. Ryan Garcia's never been considered one of the best. But you bring up Ryan Garcia. That's who you got, Big Boss. Ryan Garcia. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Big Boss. Who they sending contracts to? That's the problem when you want to defend a fighter, that you make horrible arguments. Me and you both know that Tank Davis, as the A side, is the one who decides who he fights. Tank Davis decides who he fights. And he don't want to fight any other best. Why you got to play dumb, my brother? You a smart dude. I see by what you talking about. You come up with sound logic. You don't got to play dumb. Tank Davis ain't trying to fight none of the best. Yes, he was. Ryan was one of the 4 horsemen. Okay, Ryan Garcia never won a title. Ryan Garcia never beat a reigning champion. There you have it. There you have it. Now, you brought up Ryan Garcia because Tank Davis beat him. Ryan Garcia's never been a champion. Now, the funny thing is, Ryan Garcia never been a champion. Pitbull Cruz had never been a champion when he fought Tank. Rollies had never been a champion when he fought Tank. Tank fighting dudes that never been... Frank the Ghost Martin never been a champion. Do you see a trend right there? Big Boss, he beat Devin. Come on now. Come on, Big Boss. Let's be realistic. You remember the steroids? You remember the results being overturned? You know, usually you call steroids cheating, right? But when it's Ryan Garcia, you don't want to call it cheating just to give credit to Tank? Come on now. Come on now, brother. You cannot hate, you cannot destroy Ryan Garcia and call him a steroid cheat, but then when you want to give credit to Tank, now you want to make Ryan a great fighter. Come on now. You got to learn how to keep the same energy throughout. You can't do that. You cannot do that, bro. You can't be in one live saying Ryan Garcia's a cheater. He really didn't beat Devin Haney. But when you want to give credit to Tank, now you praising Ryan Garcia. Come on, brother. Come on, brother. Don't do that. Don't do that. You can't call some fighters a steroid cheat when they get caught and praise Ryan Garcia and now play dumb about it. Come on, brother. Come on, brother. I didn't say he was a cheater. So people who get caught with steroids, they're not cheaters now? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? So Canelo didn't cheat when he got popped, and nobody who gets popped is a cheater now? Is that what you're saying? Don't get yourself in a corner now. You see that when you try to defend Tank Davis, you put yourself in a corner. Because now what you're going to say, people that get popped for steroids, they not cheaters? Because you just said it. You didn't say Ryan Garcia's a cheater. So people who get popped for steroids, they not cheaters? You see how you box yourself in a corner trying to defend Tank Davis, my God? That's what happens. That's what happens. For Tank Davis, you want to keep a different energy than you keep for everybody else. And you expose yourself like that. Underrated Will. That guy beat Shakur in USA Gold was supposed to. It definitely wish he wasn't. He exposed Shakur. Robesi Ramirez. Bro, you saying Robesi Ramirez exposed Shakur in the amateurs? What, 7, 8 years ago? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Are you really going to take an amateur fight to say that a fighter was exposed? That's the problem, my people, with the laws, that people exaggerate. Don't exaggerate like that, underrated Will. God damn, you want to exaggerate like that? He exposed him in the amateurs. Come on, bro. Punisher. Shakur, a good fighter. I like some things in his style, just not his whole style. Good fighter, but he's boring. And no, I don't just like rock'em sock'em style. I like defense first, heavy of offense to go with. I mean, everybody's going to have their opinion. I enjoy watching Shakur fight. I love his style. I like him picking his opponents apart. I like to watch him make them miss consistently. I like the footwork, the ring IQ. I enjoy watching him. I enjoy watching every one of his fights. Big Boss. They make 0. Whatever 2% Austrian did make him beat Devin Haney. There you go, Big Boss, injecting your opinion into it. That percentage, you don't know what it was throughout training camp. You don't know if he had 100% Austrian during training camp and he cycled off and that's what he had left in his system. You don't know that. But once again, you inject your opinion. All of a sudden, Ryan Garcia is not a cheater. Other steroid users are cheaters, but Ryan Garcia is not a cheater. Notice that I asked you if being popped for steroids is cheating, and you haven't answered that question. You just said that Ryan wasn't a cheater. So people that get popped for steroids are not cheaters? That's what you're saying? Oscar Valdez wasn't a cheater when he got popped? Nobody that gets popped for steroids is a cheater? Answer that question, my brother, because you already boxed yourself into that corner. You already said that Ryan is not a cheater. So go ahead, tell me everybody else getting popped for steroids is not a cheater. That's what happens when you bias for one fighter. You change your energy just to praise Tank Davis. There you go. You defend cheaters now. Big Boss, Canelo wasn't. Okay, so I'm asking you, I'm not asking you name by name, Big Boss. I'm asking you a simple question. So people who get popped for steroids, they not cheaters according to you? Is that what you're saying? Moshtaba, boxing is a sport of morality. I agree with you 100%. Punisher, all those things you mentioned about Shakur that you like, I like that shit too. I just wish he let his hands go more. I like for him to be more aggressive and have power and look for the finish. I mean, I would like to see that too, but I take his hands into consideration. If you're going to be aggressive with your hands and break both of your hands and after every fight be out of boxing for a year because now you got to go to surgery or some shit like that, then no. Remember, as a fighter, you got to take care of yourself. You got to take your hands. That's your money maker right there. So if he got issues with his hands and he got to adjust his style to fight a certain way, and even making those adjustments, he's going to walk out of there with the win every single time. I think that just shows greatness. Big Boss. I mean, that's what the WBC said he wasn't. You're talking about the WBC, but I'm asking you, when people get popped for steroids, are they cheaters, yes or no? You see? Big boss, he beat an electrician on short notice. That's crazy. So you want to talk about everything except answer my question. Do people who get popped for steroids, are they cheaters in your eyes? You seem to want to talk about everything except the question I'm asking you. So when you cannot answer a question, you're exposing yourself, my brother. You really said, nah, Ryan Garcia is not a cheater. So my follow-up questions to you was, so people that get popped for steroids, they not cheaters according to you? And you can't even answer that question, big boss. That's it. Right there, all I'm telling you, take your L gracefully. Take this loss. You're going at it with the human algorithm. Take this loss and be graceful about it. That's all I'm saying. Be grateful about it. Graceful. Take that L with grace. Underrated Will. I think Shakur is the best though. I just be trolling, but he be on his A games with William Zepeda. I mean, honestly, I don't know if he's gonna fight William Zepeda. I don't know if he's gonna fight William Zepeda. Because that fight is going to purse bid. And when they go to purse bid, who's gonna drop out of the purse bid? William Zepeda. William Zepeda. And honestly, I see William Zepeda versus Shakur Stevenson playing exactly like Shakur versus Oscar Valdez. And ass whooping, and Shakur's gonna make it look easy. That's how I see that fight playing out. Punish him. Yeah, he do got weak hands. All boxers get injuries in their hands. Sometimes I've seen some nasty looking hands, and they still go and get the KO. Everybody's not the same. It's all about genetics and your hands and your bone structure and all that stuff. Everybody don't got the same hands. Underrated Will. Big boss, he tried. Damn, big boss. You just refused to answer a very simple question. In your opinion, big boss, you've been injecting your opinion. You said Shakur should have signed the contract. You love to inject your opinion. So tell me your opinion about people who get popped with steroids. Are they cheaters in your opinion? You don't know how to share your opinion about that? It's like you love sharing opinion, but when I'm asking you about your opinion when it comes to people who get popped with steroids, you don't want to share it. You don't have an opinion? At least tell me that, my brother. At least tell me, nah, I don't have an opinion. They're not cheaters, or I don't got an opinion. At least say that, brother. Come on now. You talking about Shakur. You talking about Devin. You talking about everything else except a simple question that I'm asking you. You now you ducking my question. Look how you ducking my question. Are people who get popped with steroids cheaters? Go ahead, big boss. Stop ducking the question, brother. Underrated Will. I had 2 boxing fractures in the amateurs with 2 casts at the same time. Both thumbs. Oh, damn, that's horrible. That's horrible right there. Both at the same time. That's crazy. Punisher. I'm talking about some nasty, nasty looking disfigured hands. Respect to those who still come to get the KO. Respect. Fact. Big boss. All them cheating on Snack. That's crazy. We not talking about Snack, so you still can't answer my question. Big boss, look, I'm going to tell you like this, my brother. You said that Ryan Garcia was not cheating. I asked you, what do you think about the people that get popped for steroids? Now you're bringing up Snack, and again, your opinion about Snack. But you're still not answering, what do you think about the people that get popped for steroids? Are they cheaters? You're still not answering. So if you keep talking about other stuff, my brother, I'm sorry. Yes, you did. I asked you. I said Ryan Garcia cheating, and you said, nah, I didn't say Ryan Garcia was cheating. Right? You didn't say Ryan Garcia was cheating. So then I asked you, do people that get popped for steroids, are they cheating in your eyes? And you still haven't answered that question. You keep talking about everything and everyone except answering my question. So I'm not going to entertain any more. Steroids and Snack is cheating. But nobody's talking about Snack. I don't know why you're bringing up Snack. But once again, we're talking about steroids and people who test positive. So people who test positive for steroids, are they all cheating? So Ryan Garcia was cheating. You just said earlier that he beat Devin Haney and that it wasn't cheating because it was only a small percentage. Now you contradicting yourself. You see how easy it is to take a loss when you try to defend Tank Davis? You took a loss right now, my brother. Accept it. Jarnarkisty, what's going on? What's up? We talking boxing, man. We talking boxing. Tank Davis, Jake Paul. Is that fight gonna happen? Yeah, big boss, you took a nasty loss right now. First, you try to praise Ryan Garcia and saying that he didn't cheat, and now you just had to admit that people that get popped for steroids are cheating. So yes, he cheated against Devin Haney, and you try to say he did not. You just contradicted your own self, brother. You took a L right now. That's what happens when you try to defend Tank Davis. I said steroid don't make him win. Okay, if you say it don't make him win, what does cheating do? You still debunking your own self, brother. So steroid users are cheaters, but it don't help them win. Make that make sense, bro. My people, y'all see why I'm the human algorithm and I'm Jay Stradamus? Because I make people debunk themselves. This man just sat here and said steroid is cheating, but it didn't make him win. Make that shit make sense. Think real hard and make it make sense. Who cheats to not get help win? Oh my God, yo. Like, I'm handing out L's like I'm Shakur Stevenson. They don't want to admit that they losing. Come on, big boss. You taking a nasty L. And instead of just accepting that you took a L, you just keep making it worse for yourself. Punisher. Not trying to defend Ryan. I just want to know your thoughts on Dana saying the people who drug test at the UFC, some of the best at it, like he said, so Ryan Case, and he said, listen, all about opinions about people who were not involved in the procedure are irrelevant. They're irrelevant. He tested positive, and that's all there's to it. That's the reality. We could go into opinion and speculation, but that's the reality. Big boss, he won because Devin couldn't dodge a left hook. Well, that left hook was faster and harder because he was on steroids. You see? But your opinion already got debunked. You literally said that steroids is cheating, and then you're saying that it's not cheating at the same time. Do you know what cheating means, bro? Do I need to try to explain? Like, after handing you L's after L's after L's and debunking everything that you're saying, do I need to explain to you what cheating means? Because you already admitted that Ryan cheated. You already admitted that steroid using is cheating. Do you know what people cheat for, brother? Do I need to explain to you what people cheat for? Because when you admit that somebody cheated, and then you say, but they didn't win because they cheat, you're not making any sense, bro. You're not making any sense. Big boss, Osterin doesn't make your left hook faster. What do you know what Osterin does? It's cheating. Do you know what cheating is? Do you know why people cheat? Do you understand the concept of cheating? You're debunking yourself, bro. You're really fighting tooth and nail for Ryan Garcia just because Tank Davis beat him. That's crazy work. That's crazy work, bro. Come on, stop. Stop. You're embarrassing yourself. Punisher. The amount and what it wasn't going to help Ryan. So let me explain to you something, Punisher. That's the amount that it was come fight night. You and I don't know the amount that it was during training camp. You and I don't know if he was cycling off of it and that's what was left in his system. That's the problem with your statement, my brother. We're going by what he had at the moment he was tested. Ethan Ray. Hello. What's up, Ethan? Underrated Will. 556. That couldn't be right, though. Underrated Will. Good morning, Ethan. Hit the like button, my peoples. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that like button. But again, listen. When somebody get popped for steroids, the percentage that they have within their system doesn't tell us absolutely anything. Because we don't know when was the last time that he used that steroids. We don't know how much time has he been off of it. So there's no way for us to say, oh, he only has 0 point something. 0 point something is what they found in his system. A training camp. He's been in training camp for how long? 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks? You don't know how much time he was using it during that training camp. We don't know. All we could do is guess. Ethan, it's night for me. It's day for you guys. Yeah, it's the morning time over here, brother. 6:36 in the morning. Black Jericho. They hate Devin so bad, they want to defend a drug cheat and ducking the question. You cooking early, JSmiff. I be cooking. I be cooking, my brother. How does somebody says, yo, Ryan Garcia didn't cheat. Ryan Garcia didn't cheat. And then 5 minutes later, yeah, steroids users cheat. Steroids users are cheating. But Ryan didn't cheat because it was the left hook and he's not cheating. Like, bro is debunking himself. How you admit that somebody cheating, but then try to argue that they did not win because they was cheating? It's like, do I really need to understand what people cheat for? What is the point of cheating? That's crazy work. That's crazy work. Do we need to explain why people cheat? It's like, yeah, he took steroids. Yeah, steroid people cheat, but Ryan didn't cheat because he landed the left hook. Like, what are we talking about? What are we saying? I be having people debunk themselves with their own words. Black Jericho, strict liability for drug cheats. That's the point. That's my point. If you label one fighter a drug cheat because he got popped, we got to label all fighters a drug cheat when they get popped. But Big Boss was over here saying, nah, Ryan Garcia didn't win because of steroids. He won because of the left hook. And he only had a little bit of steroids. It was only 0.2%. Come on now. Look at the arguments that you're trying to make, brother. You're trying to make horrible arguments, trying to suggest that Ryan is not a cheater and didn't cheat. And then when you admit that he cheat, you still don't want to say that he won because he cheat. He won because of the left hook. Come on now. Stop. Stop. You got debunked. And it was easy to do it. Black Jericho. They're acting like idiots. Frank. Cheating is cheating, no matter the dose. Yo, tell that to Big Boss. He's saying it was just a little bit, 0.2. So it's not really cheating. Punisher. Facts. I agree with you. But you didn't even finish my comment, bro. I said that's what Dana said. And what was your opinion on it? Not my words. I'm not defending Ryan. No. My opinion on what Dana said is that he's not really in a position to express an educated opinion about it. He's not involved. He's not involved in the testing. He just gave his personal opinion. But it's easy to give your personal opinion based on whatever you want to believe. Big Boss, I never said he didn't cheat. Bro, you never said that he didn't cheat. But number one, you said that the Osterin did not help him. Number two, you said that he won because of the left hook. Number three, you said that the Osterin did not help him have a better left hook. So then what are you saying? You're not saying that he won because he cheated. You're saying that he won because of the left hook. That's a lie. We already admitted that he cheated. So if he cheated, then why are you saying that it was just a little bit of steroids and it was just his left hook? No, he won because he cheated. So your whole argument about Tank Davis beating Ryan Garcia, who beat Devin Haney, well, Ryan Garcia cheated against Devin Haney. That's all there's to it. All the comments that you said about the little bit of steroids and the big left hook, you got debunked. And you're actually lying because I said Ryan Garcia is a cheater. And the first thing that you said was, I didn't say Ryan Garcia is a cheater. That's the first thing that you said. You said that you didn't say he wasn't a cheater. You didn't call him a cheater in the beginning. I made you admit that he was a cheater. And when you admitted that he was a cheater, you still try to say that, nah, but it was just a little bit of steroids and it was the left hook that did it. Come on, bro. Take your L already. Look, you still trying it. I saw him getting hit with a left hook over and over. Okay, but you already knew that he took the steroids. You already knew that he cheated. What does the left hook matter if you're on steroids? So you see, you keep debunking yourself. You still trying to argue about a left hook. He took steroids. I didn't say that nobody was a cheater. You said Snack was a cheater. You said everybody on Snack was a cheater. You called everybody a cheater except Ryan Garcia. Look how you look. You just said a few minutes ago that everybody on Snack is a cheater. Now you didn't say nobody's a cheater? Bro, I got you flip-flopping like crazy out here. I got you contradicting yourself over and over. My man literally said everybody on Snack is a cheater. Now I didn't say that nobody was a cheater. Bro, that's it. You cooked. You completely cooked this early in the morning. Fried, boiled, all that. Punisher. Guys, all we can do is this Ryan microdose, and then there will be a major testing for the rematch. And will Ryan beast that ass again? Now, you can talk your shit. And you know what's funny? I actually said in the rematch, I believe that Ryan Garcia can win that fight. Because I felt like he had Devin Haney's number. But we're going to find out. We're going to find out. Big Boss, I didn't say that you named names. I said that you brought up Snack out of nowhere, and you said that everybody on Snack is a cheater. You did say that. You did say that. You did say that they're cheaters. And I said, oh, damn, so your opinion is that they're cheaters. Tell me about steroid users. I literally had to convince you to answer about steroid users and admit that they're cheaters. And even after you admit that steroid users are cheaters, you say that all you saw with Ryan Garcia is a left hook. Oh, but you didn't see about the steroids? You forgot about that? He's a cheater, but he's not a cheater? Come on now. Come on now. You said I said Ryan's name. You said that Ryan was not. This is exactly what you said. I didn't call Ryan a cheater. So when you didn't call him a cheater, you were saying that he did not cheat. You were suggesting that he did not cheat. You didn't convince of nothing. Oh, no, I didn't convince of nothing. I just cooked you easily because you try to praise Ryan Garcia for beating Devin. And when I say he was a cheater, you try to defend him. You try to say, no, the left hook, the left hook. Meanwhile, everybody knows that he got popped for steroids. You got cooked. Why praise Ryan Garcia when we know he's a cheater? And then you try to say that he's not a cheater by just bringing up the left hook and bringing up a little bit of Osterin. You got cooked, bro. You got cooked. Look, he beat that ass. He cheated. You see? You still getting cooked. He cheated. He was on steroids. He got popped. He tested positive. You're getting cooked, bro. You trying, but you're getting cooked. You admitted that he cheated already. You admitted that steroid users are cheaters, but you're still trying to say that he beat that ass. You forgetting that he cheated? You see? You're getting cooked, bro. You are getting absolutely cooked. Everybody on this chat that's seeing what you're saying, they watching you get cooked in front of their face, bro. Like they watching you inside of a frying pan getting cooked. Bad. Punisher. Devin versus Ramirez. Let me tell you something, Punisher. I'm looking forward to that fight for this reason. I feel like Devin Haney, if he's going to use the footwork, if he's going to use that jab, if he's going to use the ring, it's not going to be as fun of a fight to watch. But if he's going to move the way he knows how to, I believe Devin Haney can win that fight and even make it look easy. But if he's going to go toe-to-toe with Jose Ramirez, it could be dangerous because Jose Ramirez got power in both hands. And after the type of fight that he had with Ryan Garcia, where he took a lot of punishment, that's a question mark. How is he going to react when Jose Ramirez catch him with a big shot? Is he going to be able to handle it? So, I think that the wise thing to do for Devin is to box him. Just box him. That's it. Box him. If you box him, you keep your distance. It's not going to be as fun for the people that want rock'em sock'em robots type of fights, but I think he could win comfortably. Frank, anyway, why is everyone afraid of Boots? I mean, because Boots is a great fighter. Boots is a special fighter. Boots is a very special fighter. Now, I'll tell you what. Stanionis is not afraid of Boots. He wanted to fight Boots. He been wanting to fight Boots since last year. The same with Brian Norman Jr. Brian Norman Jr. wants to fight Boots. He want to get paid. Of course, he want to get paid. It's a big title fight, a unification fight. He want to get paid his money. But Brian Norman Jr., he's a dog. And he want that smoke with Boots. I promise you, my brother. Punisher, nah. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun fight to watch. It's going to be a fun fight to watch. But, and as a matter of fact, yo, that whole card is going to be real good. We talking about Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez on the same card. So, that's a heck of a card. Punisher. Jose Ramirez has a solid left hook. Devin Size and Ramirez, has the blueprint. Like I said, man, I want to see how that fight is going to play out because Devin Haney's eventually going to get hit with that left hook. How is he going to react? Is he going to fold? Is he going to get wobbly? Or are we going to see Devin Haney, step his game up and do what he got to do to pull out the W? We're going to see. Jose Ramirez can fight. Look, I felt like Jose Ramirez was a very, very tough fight for Devin Haney to come back against. Honestly, that's a tough fight. They could have took something easier. I think Devin Haney keeps showing us that he's a dog, that he's about that life for real. Raymond Ford, underrated Will. Raymond Ford, what do you think? Raymond Ford, I love watching him fight. He a top-level fighter. He's a warrior. He's a guy that he's there to fight. His fights are always exciting. I enjoy watching Raymond Ford. One of my favorite fighters. Frank, protecting O's. A lot of people protecting them O's. A lot of people protecting them. A lot of people. Not trying to fight the guys who can take that O from them. Punisher. Interesting fight, my peeps. Yo, that card on May 2nd in Times Square, I love it. I love it. All three of them. Because you got to think about it. Devin Haney is facing Jose Ramirez. But Teofimo Lopez is fighting Arnold Barboza. Arnold Barboza got the skills to upset Teofimo. Don't get it twisted. I hope nobody's thinking that Teofimo's just going to wash him. I'm going to just point something out for y'all. Teofimo Lopez has not won a fight Arnold Barboza. Arnold been wanted that fight. The only reason they fighting is because Barboza became mandatory. So Teofimo had no choice. Either drop the belt or defend versus Barboza. Barboza's not a game. He could fight. So, Teofimo is facing a very tough opponent. And then Ryan Garcia and Rollies, y'all know there's history between them. We all seen the viral sparring matches between them where they was trying to knock each other heads off. In that fight, I promise you, a fight is going to break out early. Ryan Garcia and Rollies, they're going to start exchanging bombs in the first round. Watch. Ain't going to be a lot of studying and trying to figure it out. They're going to start dropping bombs early into that fight. Punisher. Told you was tough but smart fight. It's a less powerful Ryan to get ready for Ryan, if you get what I'm saying. Ryan to get ready for Ryan, my brother, I don't get what you're saying. Underrated Will. Ryan and Devin 2 ain't happening. I mean, that depends. If they both win on May 2nd, I believe Ryan versus Devin rematch happens at the end of this year. This year, we're going to get that fight. If they both win. May, June, July, August, September. In September or October around there, we're going to get the rematch. If they both win. If one of them loses, then the rematch may not happen. Or at least right away. But I honestly believe that Ryan and Devin will fight again. At some point, they will fight again. Punisher. I'm going to get my ticket to watch from the balcony. And Barboza is bigger, right? Barboza is actually a little bit bigger than Teofimo. If you see them right there face to face, he's a little bit bigger. Underrated Will. If they both lose, they still fight. I'm telling you, because you got to remember the situation with Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, it's already turned personal. It's personal between them. They genuinely don't like each other. Devin Haney want to get his back in blood. So I believe that if they both win, I see them fighting at the end of this year. If they don't win, that may delay the fight, but down the line, I still think that they're going to end up fighting. And it's going to be a big fight because it's an anticipated rematch. People want to see how the rematch plays out. And then think about it. If Devin Haney wins, now we're possibly looking at a trilogy. So there could be a lot more, in store between Devin and Ryan. Punisher. I'm saying Ramirez is a tough but smart fight. Ramirez is less powerful than Ryan, so Devin can get ready for Ryan. Okay, I got you, my brother. I got you. I agree with you. I agree with you. Now it's hard for me to compare Ramirez's power versus Ryan Garcia's power, but I think Ryan Garcia definitely has the better left hook. As far as Devin Haney getting ready, I don't think he's going to be getting ready for Ryan just because Jose Ramirez has a very different style than Ryan Garcia. He's also shorter than Ryan Garcia. You got to remember, Ryan Garcia's reach is part of his most important weapon, which is the left hook. He don't need to be at point blank range with you to catch you with that left hook. There could be a little gap between you, and boom, he still landed that bomb. So I think that's part of his advantage. Punisher, Ryan versus Rolly. All I'm going to say is bombs away. That's facts, my brother. That's facts. I see Ryan Garcia sleeping Rollies. I'm going to be honest with you. Ryan Garcia's going to sleep him. But it's going to be a fight. Rollies is going to catch Ryan with some big shots, too. There's going to be a fight. They both going to land some big shots on each other. But I think ultimately, Ryan Garcia is going to catch him with that left hook and send him straight to sleep. Gonna pummel him. We're gonna see that's gonna be a fun fight to watch. In fact, when I start thinking what's gonna be the best fight on that card, Ryan Garcia versus Rollies is gonna be fireworks. But Teofimo versus Barboza is also gonna be fireworks. Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez, I'm not sure. Because like I said, what kind of fight is Devin Haney gonna fight? Is he gonna, be cautious? Use his footwork a lot. Use the entire ring to move around and keep that jab out there. And it might not be as action-packed as the other two fights. Let's see. Punisher. Bro, I seen Ramirez post a video of him just spamming training the left hook. I was dying laughing. Yo, I mean, listen, I'm going to tell you like this. People feel like Ryan Garcia showed the blueprint to beat Devin Haney. We're going to find out. We're going to find out. Underrated will Ryan go and use tank tactics on Rolly? I can see it happening. We're going to find out. My peoples, I'm about to end this live. I want to give a shout out to everybody who jumped in, talk boxing with me. Underrated will, 556 Punisher. Who else was up in here politicking? My boy Frank. Appreciate you dropping in, my guy. Big Boss, who got debunked and cooked for like half an hour straight, just got cooked. But shout out to you for dropping in. Black Jericho, everybody who came through, man. I appreciate y'all jumping in. Later today, we're going to be talking boxing. We're going to do what we do, my peoples. Y'all already know what it is. I'm JSmiff. This is Box Center. This is your favorite boxer's favorite boxing show. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so. And, of course, share these videos, my peoples. Box Center is going to be the #1 boxing channel, the #1 boxing live, the #1 boxing everything. Is the inevitable. Y'all already know, my peoples. I'm out of here. Peace.